Hello, Internet, and welcome to our new show, Saturday Night Pathfinders. Ooh, hello, everyone. We're here, new Saturday show, and we're very excited to be here and, you know, get this show on the road. You can tell that I clearly wrote and practiced an opening spiel for this bit, and it's going so great. You just watched our intro video, which tells you a lot about what we're doing here on GGK, which is a whole lot of stuff and a whole lot of new stuff. This being, I suppose one of the first new things that is showing up on the channel. Scheduling is mostly normal for the next week or so. Tomorrow we've got Dusk Falls Dead, our new Blades in the Dark game. Nothing on Monday, nothing on Tuesday this week because we'll be doing our session 0 for our upcoming Stars Without Number game. Then Thursday we should be back with Elegant Creatures. Don't think anything for Friday yet. Then back around to next Saturday for the other Saturday night's show, Saturday Night Star Power. I think that covers stuff for the channel. Shall we just get around to introducing ourselves, saying who we are, where we can find you on the internet, and just a little bit about who you are playing tonight, because we'll get to meet these characters soon enough. Let me look at the overlay. Looks like first up we have Savvy.
It's me, hi! I'm Savvy, I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where you can find my soon-to-be updated streaming schedule at the top of my page. I am here Thursdays through Mondays, most of the time, either playing in games or running them. I'm running one game, soon to be two games here on the channel. I run our new Blades in the Dark game, Dusk Falls Dead, on Sundays, and our soon to be starting Dungeons and Dragons game on Mondays as well. And then on Sunday nights, you can find me on twitch.tv/lbhackemup playing masks. With Alex. But tonight I am playing Oleander, or Ollie, who is a half-orc alchemist bomber. We'll talk more about them later.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Next up we have Val.
Hi, everyone. I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown here, pretty much exclusively Thursdays through Mondays, playing running games. Running a lot less games now, which has definitely helped me maintain this luscious brown hair that I have sporting here today. But I run a game on Saturdays called Saturday Night Star Power, which you can check out next Saturday. We play Fate in a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure inspired setting. And then coming up soon, we're currently in the works. We've talked about it a little bit. Neon Gods is going to be starting in the next month, I think is what we're assuming, probably beginning of May. We sort of a tentative start date, and we'll keep you updated as we go. But we're going to be playing a hacked version of Good Society, which is inspired by the Wicked and the Divine series of graphic novels. But tonight I will be playing Ray, who is a Highland bugbear barbarian.
Thank you. Next up we've got RJ.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream with my friends. I am all over the place on the interwebs, but here on GGK, you can catch me on Thursdays and Saturdays. Other than that, Mondays and Sundays over at the Indoor Adventures channel, and Sunday mornings over at the Hype Goblins channel. Today, I'm playing Izzy, who is a gnome demonic sorcerer.
Yes, thank you, RJ. And returning to GGK, it's been a while since we've seen him, Rob.
They finally let me out of the basement. I'm here. Hey, it's me, Rob, or bonus stage Rob, or bonus_stage_ Rob. You're cool, bisexual, vacation dad. It's great to be here once again. For those of you who don't know me, I am a writer and producer of TTRPG content here on Twitch, all over the place.
you can in the aforementioned Monday night Dungeons and Dragons game that Savvy has mentioned. I may show up. Who knows? Anything could happen. So that's starting up soon. Coming up tomorrow, I will be on twitch.tv/D20 Deathmatch at 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be entering into a D&D 5e PvP. That's a lot of E's. Situation. We're both level 12. Me and Runaway Robot are fighting to the death about something. I'm sure we'll figure it out. And in addition to that, on April 22nd at twitch.tv/Stella Luna, I will be running a Monster of the Week one-shot for the first time. So that's going to be really interesting. And it is called Crisis at Crater Lake. It stars a team of park rangers for the National Park Service, which in this game is a clandestine MIB-style branch of the U.S. government that protects the common folk from supernatural threats. So it's going to be a blast. But yeah, tonight I am playing... Oh my God, what's my name? Gooey. The goblin, razor-toothed goblin bard. He's a good boy.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Excited to have you back. And hello, everyone. I'm Alex, OMG, it's some guy on the internets. I'm running the show here tonight. You can mostly find me here on GGK Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays. And then, like Savvy said, also Sunday evenings over on LB Hack'em-Up's channel in the Masks game there. But here I am running the show. I am the proverbial ringmaster, as it were. Sort of, kinda, because soon enough, that's going to fall on our heroes here. So we are going to be embarking on the Pathfinder adventure path, the Extinction Curse. And so we will be playing from the beginning, starting with the first book in that path, The Show Must Go On. And let's see, what do you all need to know? Well, first and foremost, two things to know. Most of us have very little Pathfinder experience, so this is going to be a fun learning experience for all of us. We're probably going to mess up some rules. Bear with us. We're going to figure it out and, try not to get too bogged down in the super nitty gritty. We may come back to and review rules after the fact, but going to try not to slow things down too much. And then the other thing is, if you know Pathfinder at all, or more specifically, if you know, I don't even know what the name of the world really is, Galarian or Galarian or something or other. Like, I don't know any of the lore outside of what they have given me in the module. So,
Pathfinderia.
Yes.
Paizoland.
Yeah. Don't expect us to know too much about the events and history of the world.
And don't expect us to try to learn.
Yeah. I doubt my players are even going to learn the bits of the lore that I'm going to feed them that are relevant and important. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, we are going to start things off with our heroes, who are circus folk, believe it or not. They are members of the Circus of Wayward Wonders, and for various reasons, some of them may have come from another less or more distasteful circus, which we will find out about in the near future, or some have, for one reason or another, stumbled across the Circus of Wayward Wonders and decided to join up. But you all have been spending a few months preparing to put on your first really big show. You've done a few smaller shows for various farmsteads around, as you are on. And again, this is me trying to figure out the lore of the world. I think you're on the Isle of Arran right now. Yes, yeah, you are currently on the Isle of Arran, and you've been wandering around, like I said, practicing and performing for farmsteads and such. But now you are in the town of Aberton, which is, Aberdeen isn't what many people would consider a destination for performers, but it's where the let me just I found my spot in the notes. Let me just read these. So the circus is very new. Less than a year ago, several performers in Mistress Dusklight's celestial menagerie in Escadar, tired of their heartless ringmaster's cruel ways and quit to form their own circus. These performers knew they would need to leave Escadar quickly to avoid Mistress Dusklight's wrath. They committed themselves to the life of wayward wanderers. The new circus's leaders, an elderly circus veteran known only as the Professor, and a bombastic showman named Myron Thunder Stendhal, led the Circus of Wayward Wonders out of Escadar and across the Isle of Arran. After several months of practices and performances for homesteaders and farmers, the circus is ready to perform a large show in a sizable town. Aberdeen isn't what many would consider a destination for performers, but it's where the Circus of Wayward Wonders must start. The people of Aberdeen are excited for the circus, if only to take their minds off of recent troubles. This is the night of the circus's first performance in town, and nearly every resident of the town, including Mayor Jay Aber, crowds the tent to experience the magic of the Big Top. And so, the Circus of Wayward Wonders performs in an enormous tent capable of holding hundreds of people. And that's a good thing, as it seems that the entire population of Aberdeen has turned out for the show. Many of the town's most prominent citizens, including the mayor, are among the throng jostling for seats. Lots of NG words there, tripping my tongue up. Let me switch tracks to something more circus appropriate. Are among the throng jostling for seats, peering at the three rings that fill the center of the tent and waiting excitedly for the show to begin. As the lights go down and the audience settles onto their seats, the circus's performers take their place backstage, awaiting their cues. But suddenly, several of the performers closest to the curtain that separates the three rings from the rest of the tent leave their assignments, gathering in a small crowd to exchange frightened whispers and hushed gasps. Amid the group, his body contorted as if caught forever in the throes of terrible pain, is the corpse of Ringmaster Myron Thunder Stendhal. Everyone in the circus knew Myron for his amazing, powerful voice that could bring instant silence to the largest crowd, and he knew everything there is to know about putting on a successful performance. Now he's dead, but the crowd is still out there, and they're expecting a show. So you all look around a bit. You may be in your various... tell me where you all are when this kerfuffle happens. What are each of you doing? I'll go in the order I see you on Zoom. Izzy, what are you doing?
Izzy's coming out from like a tent. He's like full on makeup on, sees the crowd of people, walks over. Hey, don't we have a performance to get to? Oh my God!
Yeah. And could you please tell us a little bit more about Izzy? What do they look like? What are the pronouns? All that stuff.
Izzy is he, him. He is a gnome, very short. I think if I remember correctly, he has like pale skin, a sort of mohawk that's swooshed off to one side. Around his neck, there is the bottom half of a tragedy mask that he typically wears during performance. His entire aesthetic could be summed up as bardcore. So like he wears a canary yellow jacket with lilac trim on it. Like think of the outfit from Welcome to the Black Parade, but make that pastel goth.
All right, very nice. Thank you. So Izzy has come out ready to perform and sees the scene before him. What is Ray getting up to when the other performers are realizing?
I think Ray probably helps set up before the acts because is very strong and can move things, heavy things. So Ray is a bugbear. As I think I had mentioned. So furry. is fairly tall. I think like 6'3", 6'4". Not overly like defined muscular, like is thick, like just generally, but a little bit like on the like the heavier side, and is just like super kind of, I wouldn't really even say shy, is just always looking very excitedly at what's going on and not usually really making a lot of noise about it. Like it's just kind of like observant and kind of walks around. It's very, very sweet. And so I think as this is happening, somebody like whoever makes the initially like screams, or like Ray's carrying like a big like bundle of maybe like poles or something that are going to be set up as part of one of the acts, and like swings around like, what's going on, and maybe almost hits somebody in the head with the cluster of them, not realizing really their positioning, and then once sees the ringmaster's body, drops the bundle onto the ground and just very slowly kind of works their way over through the crowd, very stunned.
I think as Ray turned, almost clobbing one of the costumers in the head, who is also distracted by this thing, and then you drop it onto their toe and they curse, trying to keep it in, and
Sorry,
what's going
sorry.
on? No, it's fine. And you start making your way over there. And what are Ray's pronouns, please?
Oh, they, them.
Thank you. Oleander, what are you up to?
Oleander, or Ollie to their friends, it's not binary, they, them, is probably elbow deep in something incredibly dangerous. Because I imagine they have these little like cannons and everything that they've set up to like shoot sparks and all kinds of things that people shouldn't be around, and are probably like reaching down trying to mess with some contraption. Ollie is tall, not quite as tall as Ray, 5'11", tells everyone they're 6 feet, and is not like super muscular, but is kind of like lean, just because they're always working on something. Bright, like raspberry red hair, tan skin, tusks. One of them on the right side is broken, and Ollie's a little busted. Is a little busted up, has some pock marks, has some scars, has like a burn scar, and then the front of their hair has some colored streaks. There's some places where the color has been washed out, and some big old goggles on their head. And I think probably goes to like yank their arm out when they hear people yelling, and kind of wander over, like looks out from behind Ray, since they're buds from a previous life.
Very good, thank you. And what's Gooey up to?
So Gooey, I think at the time you see this this small, slender, strangely conventionally good-looking goblin, definitely done up with a little bit of eyeliner, maybe some blush to accentuate his already very pink nose. He rocks the same bardcore type garb that Izzy does, and but like in a purple with like gold accents tone. And he has, where Izzy has the tragedy mask around his neck, Gooey has the comedy mask, the bottom half of that sort of on his shoulder, as though it's like a piece of his armor. But he actually takes it off, and he is projecting his voice through it as a carnival barker, and kind of trying to get everybody into the tent and really build up anticipation before the show, and eventually the rumblings of the ringmaster being found reaches him, and he immediately just hops down off of his box and just starts sprinting his gangly ass down to the tent where the crowd is. Pronouns he, him, if I haven't mentioned. And he runs directly up to Izzy and says, "All right, I know what you're thinking. I didn't do it.
Why the hell would I think you did this?
But
You were out front, weren't you?
Yeah, I know. I want to make sure you knew I didn't do it."
We didn't talk about this, did we? Like, is this a bit we're doing? Because, like,
No. Forget it.
Yeah, so I think the timing of this is such that, as previously stated, most of the town of Abberton is here. And so, like, the last few stragglers are going in. And so only a few people see probably one of the other, techies, as it were, comes up and, like, whispers in your ear. And then you rush off back behind. I've brought you all over to the circus, the big top map, as it were. And so I don't have tokens for all the people out in the crowd, but they're in those stands, and you all are somewhere in the back here preparing for the show.
I don't think we can see anything because the dynamic lighting is.
Yeah.
I should have even told me there's a thing about dynamic lighting. What do I have to do about that? Game settings.
quick, everyone, vamp.
Right. I think I need to drag you all out there, but I also don't know if I set up y'all to have the
Yeah, because you got to give us vision.
Yeah. Why? You can't see this, but Gooey is so much bigger than the rest of you. Oh. Okay, dang it.
What can I say? I got a pretty expressive and large personality.
Okay. I set up the tokens on a different page, but the settings don't seem to have carried over from the thing here. So yeah, I'll get back to this in a second when y'all have to figure out the next little bit. But so you're all standing around. You see some of your fellow performers and circus folk whispering amongst themselves. Many are, clearly shocked and afraid that oh my gods, the ringmaster Myron's dead. But before there's a little bit longer, and as the other performers stare at the corpse, whisper to each other and anxiously peer around the curtain, the professor, a thin and frail veteran of the circus, looks up. Well, what are you all standing around for? He asks, his weak voice barely audible in the hushed silence. Have you seen that crowd? We haven't ever had the tent packed this full. There's a show to put on, and we have to find a way to do it. So, finish your makeup, get into your costumes, and send in the clowns!
Are we going to keep going even though there was a murder?
Yes, Ray, the show must go on. It's what Myron would have wanted.
Well, if you say so.
It sounds callous in the moment, but believe me, he would want us to put on the best damn show that we can. Clowns, what are you doing? I sent you out! And some of the clowns realize, like, oh shit, we're on, and tumble out through the curtains, and you hear the crowd start to react to them as you all have to, or the professor starts like trying to shoo performers back to their final preparations, but he approaches the four of you who are still maybe taking a second or two longer to get back to it, and he comes up to you and he says, oh dear. I'll be honest with you lot. Myron was the one who knew the order of the show. He would, kept that to himself. He didn't get a chance to share it with me before it was time to do the show. And so, what I need your help. I need you to help me decide who is performing when. And so, yeah, he, like, the four of you seem again, not to sound callous, but the least affected by Myron's death, as it were. You're holding, that you all have a composure about yourself that makes me think that you are ready to handle this responsibility.
I don't know about that, Professor. I just make the lights.
Yeah, I'm freaking out internally.
Yes, as we all are, my boy, but that is one of the hallmarks of a good performer, is never let them see you sweat.
I
Yes,
try to never let them see me at all.
Well, I see this as an unfortunate but interesting opportunity for, shall we call it, our resume.
If that is what you wish.
I personally feel like I've been underserved as a carnival barker, and while I very clearly did not do anything to usurp the good ringmaster, you know, maybe with time, with the circus, I may take their place.
You are the loudest.
Thank you.
Yes, well, that said, fortunately, everyone really knows their job and what they are expected to do, but what we need to decide is, as I said, Myron was the one who knew the performance order, and so we need to decide who will be performing when. And as you know, look at them and you can kind of look around and see some of the other performers who you know. You've got like got the group of the dwarven throwers, who are a group of dwarves who are acrobats and the like. There's Elysia and her. She has a variety of snakes that she performs with. You've got the Flamboni sisters, the Kanbali family, the Featherfall Five. There's a bunch of performers around, and some of them seem to be handling this to varying degrees better than others. They're kind of muttering amongst themselves. Some are clearly more shaken up. And so Myron says, This is our talent and what we have to work with, but you may need to speak with some of them and help them, push through and perform. And we also need to decide the order of the performers tonight.
How much time do we have to decide the order?
The professor kind of goes up, peeks through the curtain, and you can hear the crowd kind of laughing and reacting favorably to the clowns that are out there, and saying, I think they'll be able to help for a few more minutes, but we do need to decide rather quickly. And you know the structure of the circus. We've got the opener. Yes, we've got the one performer for the opener. We've got. See, I'm going to move you all to the circus show sheet where it says this. So 1 trick for the opener, 2 tricks for the build-up, 1 trick for the big number in the center, and then 3 tricks for the finale. And so you should have, again, in your journals, in the Roll20 handout, we have the 6 NPC performers who are available. And so mathematically, at least one of you will have to perform as well, but more of you could perform if you so wish.
Well, I could take up one of the built-up slots. I've been working with some of the birds for some fun stuff.
Yeah, I would like one of those spots. I don't want to have to do the open or the finale or the other one. So yeah, that sounds good to me too.
All right. And so you all,
unless you all want me somewhere else, I mean, I'm fine with that too. Like, really, whatever the group decides, it sounds good to me.
It's okay, Ray.
Don't you worry, my gentle giant friend. I will take the opener. Gotta
But bro,
start strong.
they're a bugbear.
It's a figure of speech, Izzy.
I know, I'm just vamping for time.
I
Okay, here
am
we
a
go.
bugbear. Yeah, that is right.
We know, right?
Oh, oh, okay. Yeah. You're doing great, bud.
All right.
Right. So, the small ones. You're gonna open the show?
Oh, yes, absolutely. If there's anything my bardic training has taught me, it's how to captivate an audience. And when in doubt, I could do a flip.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
Maybe we should take some time and talk to some of the other folk around here, make sure they've got their heads in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've put you all on that circus show sheet, and so you can use the Roll20 text tool to decide some things. So the top of the sheet, the downtime stuff, we don't need to worry about because that would be stuff you would do for other shows in leading up to a performance, trying to build up the anticipation. We're also not going to worry about the temporary upgrades for this one, but we can decide if any of you are doing a specific non-performer role. You can put that on the sheet there, and then for the each of the acts, you can put who is the performer, and the your level and the trick DC, which we can talk about and figure out. So for those of you at home, this adventure path includes a whole ass circus mini game that is I think
Circus
a lot.
sim.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it does mean it's a extra systems and stuff to learn on top of Pathfinder Second Edition itself. And so this is one of those times where we may slow it down a bit and make sure that we understand the mechanics so that we can make sure that this runs smoothly for the future.
Because I was making my trick just to make sure,
Mhm.
and then so it explains it to people watching too.
Yes.
All of our tricks are start at level 1, or we're all
Mhm.
currently at level 1, which means we get one action that we can take as part of the trick, or one roll that we get to make. And is the
Yes.
DC always 15? Because I saw all the performers were 15, and I don't know if I missed it somewhere in the trick.
Double checking, because yeah, I do think certainly as level 1 performers, it would be a DC of 15.
It says DC for the trick check is determined by your level, as shown on table 10-5.
Right, which that was one where it's like, where's table 10-5? And it took us a while
Putting on
to
a
find it.
show, maybe.
That's what I know. It's not in there. Wait, I found a link. Can I click on that? No.
Oh, that takes to difficulty classes, so just generally difficulty classes. So 10-5, so yes, level 1, your DC is 15.
Okay. That one must not be, because I clicked. Did it pop up when I clicked on it? Or did
I
you
don't
just
know.
see it at the same time I clicked on it? Because I clicked on it where I saw it and then it didn't pop up, so I assume it's invisible to us.
Oh, this handout isn't currently shared with any players. Yes, share it with everyone.
Ah, there we go. That helps. Okay. 15.
It's it's a big whole thing. It's basically from the rule book, the whole section on difficulty classes, but table 10-5 is towards the top.
Okay. Boy, I can't wait till we get to 50 DCs.
Yeah. For those of you unfamiliar with Pathfinder Second Edition, the numbers get pretty bonkers as you level up. But that's okay because your numbers continue to get bonkers as well. Okay. So going back over to that map and trying to figure out what y'all's vision should be. Okay. So, who knows exactly what their role is for the circus tonight? Because I know some of you have decided that you, at least for this, are um, going to be non-performer roles, and sounds like a couple of you are stepping up to be performers. So, who is doing what?
If we're gonna have two people doing acts, then Izzy will go back to a support role.
Okay. So Gooey or wait, I thought it was going to be Izzy and Gooey as a performing together.
Oh no, I was doing the opener, and
Right,
Izzy was
okay.
gonna do one of the build-ups, and Ray was doing the other build-up.
Okay. Gotcha. And that's fine too. Just means, fewer of the NPCs will be in the billing tonight, as it were. Let's see. Okay.
So it looks like we need one more build-up, and then one big number, and then 3 finales. right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm thinking Ray and the Dwarven Throwers for Act 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would someone please, for the audience's sake, read through the different NPC performers so that they are aware of who you all are working with?
Sure. So far, we have Axel's Amazing Aviary, the Dwarven Throwers, Eliza and Mr. Tickles, the Featherfall Five, the Flamboni Sisters, and Mordain the Magician. Did you want me to say their acts or?
No, just kind of, don't need to get into the details of what they do, but just kind of their general vibes for the kind of performers they are. Okay.
Are you going to be doing, Ollie, are you going to be doing pyrotechnics?
Mm-hmm.
So trick checks with the fire trait generate double excitement if we have a pyrotechnic.
So,
Mm.
big number, trick 4, Flamboni Sisters with Ollie on.
Yeah.
That would be good to utilize that.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Right.
E.
I like that.
Okay.
Unless it makes more, like, I don't remember how excitement works. Is excitement the thing we want? Like,
So the circus has 2 scores, kind of. There's anticipation, which is what you would be building up in the time leading up to the circus.
okay.
For tonight's show, you have an anticipation of 15. And so the tricks will generally mostly just generate excitement.
Okay.
And so if excitement is underneath anticipation, it's a failure. If excitement is above anticipation, it's a success. If excitement exactly meets anticipation, it's a critical success.
Okay.
So what do I have to do for that?
I don't think you have to. It didn't in the description. It didn't say you had to do anything. It's just like we decide who.
I just have to exist in that space.
Yeah, because it looks like we just get to decide what role we want to take, and it gets various bonuses
Yes.
based off that.
Okay.
Yep. And so if you are a non-performer, you would just put that down, and then we know that if a trick makes use of you, then those bonuses apply.
Okay. I understand.
Very small text.
Yes. And so I know, Gui, at one point you had said that you were being the barker, which is an actual non-performer role, but because you are now being one of the performers, you're not going to get the actual benefit from that. So
Right. Yeah.
flavor-wise, you were a barker.
Yeah, flavor-wise, that was all I was doing. And then when the world needed him most.
Exactly. Okay. Oh. almost got y'all's tokens ready to go.
Okay.
Um,
I got the
Moral
pyrotechnics on
support.
lock, but we need a finale.
True. So we have Mordain, Featherfall 5, Elysia, and the Aviary.
Yeah.
We could do. I personally want to do Mr. Tickles because I like their name.
Is that the snake?
Yeah, big snake.
Yeah, big snake.
as you kind of talk about some of this amongst yourselves, or I guess first let's figure out what order you want to do things in, and then we'll proceed from there.
Okay. I mean, I like this order. Oh, wait, we need a
We
sixth
still-
trick for the
We
finale.
need 2 more. The finale has 3.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
5, 6, and 7.
Aviary and Mordain.
Yeah.
Can do.
Because I think for a finale, someone trying to escape like a water box,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. That'll work. We got danger, danger, animals, danger.
Yeah, I mean, we could swap if we wanted to, because you're also doing an aerial trick, Gooey.
Mhm.
Okay. We could swap. I mean, do we want to have? I'm acting like I don't know if this actually has any mechanical benefit to swap things around. Like Ray could go during the finale, and we can swap in one of the like animal stuff. Like,
I don't
Oh, it's
think
part of the build-up.
there's something about like I don't think there's anything like, oh, the audience is gonna get bored if it's just all the same traits.
okay.
Maybe
But if anything,
narratively, we don't have the snake and the birds in the same act.
Is this like the fox, chicken, and grain puzzle where like if we
Yeah.
have
Do we
the
not-
3 of them,
Do we maybe do the
will get
birds
eaten?
first?
Yeah,
and
we'll get all the
then
kids
later
hyped up
the
on
snake?
candy, because that's what his act is, right? They delivered sweets to the children in the audience.
Yeah.
The birds do.
Sweets.
Give
So
them time for
sweet.
the sugar to kick in.
yeah, so let's
Sure.
why don't we put Ray in the finale where Avery was gonna go, and
Okay.
and we'll just swap the 2.
Okay. Can
You
do.
can help with the snake.
So
Yes, I can wrestle the snake.
What are you doing? What's Ray's thing?
Ray's thing is like an act is also the closest thing I could find was like an aerial trick, but
Oh,
is
I can
more
do
of like
something
a,
else. If you
well, no,
wanna
it's
do
more
that.
of a climbing thing. I think the
Okay.
idea was that they
Oh.
climb a very steep, like impossible to climb, like rock
A very
wall
strong.
thing with
Yeah.
their legs bound. So like only arms.
Very
So strong
Very
arms.
Strong.
Yeah.
arms.
You're
yeah.
God of Warring it. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
And then as this gets more complicated, I had other ideas to add to it, but keeping it simple to begin
I'm
with.
gonna set up a big thing of sparks at the top of the wall. Be like Ninja
Yeah.
Warrior.
Yeah.
Eventually, you
a
remove
bomb with a large fuse attached to their back that they have to climb to the top and get it
this
off before.
arm.
Yeah.
Eventually, the rock wall's gone. It's just a bunch of junk that's piled up.
Oh wait, you didn't want it to be a real bomb?
Ollie, no.
Ollie,
Uh,
yes.
Let me just give you a different one.
So as you all are kind of discussing these options with the professor nearby, he will kind of chime in with, "Okay, I think this might work, but a couple things to keep in mind is that Axel and his aviary have yet to perform for any of our shows. He's always been asking Myron to perform, and Myron was telling that, you may have seen Myron saying like, no, you're not ready, but it was, really just trying to, reverse psychology, that sort of thing. So-
Izzy just thumps his chest. I'll help out the newbie.
All right, yes, that would be good. And now Mordain. So yes, this ought to work, but you should go into each of the performers and let them know what you've decided and see how they react.
Somebody else should do that.
All right, here we go.
You
Oh, I can go tell Mr. Tickles. I feel fine about talking to them.
you all
That's a
may
good
want to go together and just let them know if they ask that you have my blessing for deciding this.
Just 2 hands on either of Gooey's shoulders. Bro, you're gonna be the opener.
It was the role I was born to play, to sell a captivating performance to an anticipatory audience in this fine auditorium.
All right, calm down.
Yeah, okay.
Does
I
somebody
know.
also need to tell me when I'm performing?
Oh, you 2, Ray, are performing.
Okay, when?
Right after Mr. Tickles.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So for the finale, it would be all 3 of you at the same time, one in each of the rings.
It's a good thing we didn't have the snake and the birds at the same time out there.
So you can just follow Mr. Tickles on and then go to the next ring.
Gotcha.
The ring that doesn't have the giant water tank or the giant snake.
Snake. Oh, I think I can remember that.
You
Got this, Ray.
Your brain is a muscle, and your muscles are very big.
It's true.
Ollie, can you explain that to me
Yeah,
when we
yeah,
go
yeah.
walk? Okay.
Bless
So,
them.
You all start making your way around to the performers. Let's just kind of go in the order that you have them on the set list here. So you start with Axel and his amazing aviary, but you know that he's actually relatively new. Like he's only been with the circus for maybe a week or so before this, actually. But he has been, begging Myron to give him a chance to audition. Myron always turned him down in public, but has told you all, around the camp at night and such, that he's just been testing Axel's commitment to the circus life. And Axel is very obviously, he's stuck with it. And so, you've seen him practice his act, certainly, and it's impressive. He has his birds are trained to fly out to the audience and give the children candy and stuff. And so it's a very delightful crowd pleaser, to be sure, but he has never actually performed it in front of a crowd. And so you find him he has a cage full of his doves and such that he is, doves, parrots. It's a variety of birds. It's a whole aviary, but he is just kind of talking to them and seems very, very nervous about things.
Izzy walks over to a crate, starts pushing it over to where Axel is, hops on top. Hey, kid.
Hi, Izzy.
Listen, not to put you in a panic or anything, but we're gonna need you on tonight. Hey, look at me. You've been practicing this act this entire time. You can fucking do it. And if you don't, I'm breaking your legs.
Okay, so this sounds like what you are actually doing is an intimidation check to coerce him into performing.
Sorry.
Or if you would like, you can rephrase it to be a diplomacy check to request.
I have a 7 in intimidation.
Okay, so
That sounded very purposeful.
Sounds
Yes.
fine.
So then you should go ahead and roll intimidation.
A 12.
Okay. He's you say that to him, and this is unfortunately a failure. So one other thing. So in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, every session you get at least 1 hero point, which you can use as sort of inspiration to re-roll a roll.
Oh.
And so that is, and it's up to my
On the
discretion
table.
to award more hero points, but you could use that now, or I will let you know that the 12 would be a failure.
What are the ramifications?
That he cannot be persuaded to perform tonight.
I'm gonna use that hero point to try and reroll.
Okay.
Don't fuck me, dice. Oh my god!
No. That's another 12. Oh dear.
Excellent.
I feel like you guys should know by now that you can't bully roll 20.
I will bully roll
Roll 20
20.
bullies you.
Roll 20 bullies you back.
Yep. So you say the thing about breaking his legs, and he just kind of starts sobbing and like
Oh.
goes into the fetal position.
Okay,
Oh.
maybe we don't want to
Izzy,
completely
whoa.
freak everybody out.
What? It's just a turn of phrase,
No,
right?
no, that's not how
No, it's not.
I am the wordsmith.
Does that not translate well from Goblin?
No. Oh my god. I'll turn your phrase. And so
We're
Go
That's
is
not
going
one
to-
either.
sit down, ignoring that.
Do we? I'd feel like we already need to have a group meeting and it's been like 5 minutes.
Reyes stooped down next to Avery and goes, "It's all right. I've broken my leg before. It's not that bad. It'll be okay."
No
Gooey's
one's
gonna
gonna-
sit on the opposite side of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, no one's gonna break any legs.
Yes.
Okay.
What my obnoxious little brother is trying to say here, and he didn't do a very good job of it, is that in show business, you're familiar with the term break a leg, correct? It's, well, between you and me, Izzy isn't really very smart. And so what he thought he was doing was wishing you a good show. Break a leg is what you say when you want somebody to have a good show. He did it with the tact of barbed wire, but that's all we were saying. We know you got this. Your albatrosses are out of this world, and you are going to captivate this already anticipatory audience.
Okay. I will allow you to make a diplomacy check here. The DC is going to be harder than it was initially, given the previous failure.
Easy.
Maybe I shouldn't do any of the talking.
Oh dear.
Better.
Technically better. Technically better.
It's not good enough, and Axel just, through the sob, saying, "I don't have any albatrosses."
Oh, gods. Okay.
You do have a hero point.
Do I want to burn it on the first
you
person
guys
that we're
think-
trying to convince?
Do you guys think maybe we should just go ask the Featherfall 5 instead?
Yeah, maybe we should go.
Perhaps this is correct. We trade one feathered creature for Featherfall. It's poetic when you think about it.
Okay.
Okay, so Axel, I think someone else from the circus comes over to kind of console him and help him tend to his birds, and you all quickly walk away from your shame and go find the Kambali family, the Featherfall 5.
That went really well, y'all.
Yeah.
It
You
could
did
have
a good
gone
job.
worse.
Hey, bro, you should probably take this one.
It would be my genuine pleasure. Although it is fun to watch you trip over yourself.
Okay, so you instead make your way over to the Kambali family, who are known as the Featherfall 5, and before you even really say anything, like they see you all approaching and they come towards you with the safety nets that they normally have, and they're like, look at this, and they hold it up, and you see that like many of the ropes have been chewed or like are messed up and like sabotaged, and yeah, so the they come up to you and they say, our nets, we can't perform like this. So there is, I will say for this, what you can decide is like, first roll me either a perception or a nature check to see if you can figure out what exactly is wrong with the ropes.
Where's perceive?
Is it anyone or?
Yeah, anyone who would like
I'm
to.
sorry, I thought it was me.
No, just anyone who wants to.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, so Gooey got a 17 perception, Izzy a 20 nature, Ray a 14 perception. So that's all good enough. You all quickly determined that many of the ropes have been chewed through, and so it would not be able to hold itself, or the net would not function particularly well as a safety net for its intended purposes. And Izzy, I will say, with the 20 in nature, you can tell, like based on the size of the bite marks, as it were, that these were chewed through by rats, and that there's no real reason for rats to want to chew through ropes. But and the Kambali family is saying there's just no time to fix the nets, and we don't have any backups. What do we do?
I definitely wouldn't use them.
Idea. We have probably some spare big top tarp, right?
Maybe somewhere.
So with my gold, I did not anticipate this potentially coming in handy for such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I did buy a tent, like for camping.
Okay.
Perhaps we can have folks on standby, clowns, holding out my tent and sort of act as your supportive shadows.
Maybe. I mean, that's still not as good as the safety nets. And
We're
so,
violating all sorts of violations here.
Yes, but so
Who's gonna check?
you all can attempt to roll a diplomacy check to convince them to perform with this sort of replacement net.
Alternative idea. If you don't fall, then you don't need the net.
That is exactly what I was going to say. Because we know that although fall is present within your name, it is not something you are proficient in. What you are proficient in are flips and feats of the aerial persuasion. And I believe in you.
Sidebar, excuse me. Izzy runs off to go find the professor real quick.
Yes, Izzy, what is it?
Could we get some clowns up in the rigging to check the ropes for the tight wire and the fly bars? Because we just found some fucking nets that were chewed through by rats, and we want to make sure everyone's safe. Goodbye. Runs away.
And you see him trying to find,
God.
Not necessarily, he finds a couple clowns. He mostly finds the stage hands, because you've got some people up in the rafters controlling the lights and such. But so messages are relayed, and so that is being checked. So the Kambali family sees all that is being done to help get them ready, and is like, okay, if the clowns are going to be good enough to catch us, then yes, and that might even add to the trick. But we need to get the nets fixed for the next show.
Will do.
And so
Absolutely.
with Gooey's 15 diplomacy, that is enough to convince them to perform. So,
Do you think we have the budget to fix the nets?
I've actually got an idea.
Oh, sweet.
all right. Next, you go to the dwarven throwers, who are kind of in a huddle, and the dwarven throwers are a bit of an odd bunch. sometimes you hear them say that they're all brothers or various family members, sometimes not. And there's also, you've never really been able to get a fully accurate count of how many dwarven throwers there are. There are a lot of them, but they're kind of huddled together, talking amongst themselves, low, quietly in dwarvish, just kind of discussing what has happened with Myron.
Sorry.
Who's doing the talking this time?
Oh God, me. I've got so many windows open. I'm trying to find where they are. Oh, they're in the build-up. Okay.
Yes.
What better way to build up a bustling audience than with a couple of tumultuous tumblers? Well, couple may not be the right word. 4, 5, 6 of you at least. Oh, countless dwarves, countless excitement.
They kind of look at each other, look at you, and just like, all right, yes, we'll do it.
We will make, oh my God, I almost said Mordain. We'll make Mordain proud, but we will make Myron proud yet.
All right. You go
Small
next.
supremacy, baby.
A couple of them kind of raise their fists in solidarity, but they quickly get back together and discuss amongst themselves of what their routine is actually going to be. Next, you go and find the Flamboni sisters, who are, as the name says, are sisters who juggle fire. They see you approaching, and they kind of go to you, Ollie, of like, so you've got the stuff for tonight?
Yeah, got it all ready. And Ollie starts like pulling some different, like some new vials like out of the bandolier that they wear, and like trying to explain in layman's terms how they work. Does not do a good job.
The sisters are actually, at least when it comes to fire stuff, are fairly versed, and so you can talk about some of, you don't have to dumb it down quite so much for them.
Oh, that's good.
For the rest of you, it's maybe like, what are they talking about?
There's lots of big words in there, so I really think it's gonna work.
Okay, yeah, and so when are we going on?
Right in the middle, big number.
Big number.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. And the stuff for tonight's really gonna.
Oh, it's gonna be big.
It's gonna be good for the big number.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Ollie. Could you double check all of your sparklers and fireworks and stuff? Because that net got chewed through by rats, and normally rats don't do that. Or mice.
Well, my sparklers didn't do it.
I know your sparklers didn't do it, but just in case someone came here to sabotage us in the midst of a murder.
Yeah, I'll do a stage check.
You're the best.
It seems really rude to sabotage us when there's already been a murder.
Sabotage is the mark of a jealous and bitter and cowardly, well, saboteur. I guess there's no other word, is there?
I don't really want to start anything, but are we sure it was a murder?
Looks back at the body.
And the professor is kind of, whenever he has a spare moment, because he is doing his part to get the show up and running, and so is still directing people, but keeps glancing over at Myron's body and like directs a couple people to put a sheet over the body so it's not just there in front of everyone right now.
Oh yeah, we should do something about that.
The professor looks over at you and is like, have you told everyone yet? The clowns can only stall for so long.
I'm working on it.
Of course, with haste.
Yep.
Crotchety old bastard.
Before I forget, for convincing the Festival 5 to perform, you all get 10 XP.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's not milestone. I have to track XP.
I'm pretty sure Pathfinder works in just every time you hit 1,000, you level up.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep. But so only 990 more to go. So let's
Wait,
see.
no,
Looks
that's-
like next on your list is Elysia.
Mr. Tickles.
Yes, and so Elysia actually comes up to you all and to kind of you specifically, Izzy, knowing your expertise with animals. He's like, "Oh, Izzy, I don't know what's wrong. Mr. Tickles, he's just he won't eat or drink. I don't know what's happening."
Okay, so all this commotion is probably causing Mr. Tickle some stress. Let's take him somewhere, soothe him out, because you're going to be on for the finale.
But I can't perform without Mr. Tickles.
Hey, I know. We will sort this all out. Tell me.
Could you please, could you take a look? And she'll kind of, take you back to where she has her snakes, and she has a variety, but Mr. Tickles is the big one, being the 16-foot long anaconda. And you can see right away that normally before a performance, Mr. Tickles is kind of in tune with his owner and moving around, stretching. I don't know if snakes need to stretch, but getting ready to perform. But today he's just the only reason you don't think he's dead is because Elysia did not come, screaming about that, but he is just barely moving at all.
All right.
So you can investigate with either a medicine or a nature check.
Nature it is. 20.
Okay, with a 20, you easily identify that Mr. Tickles has been afflicted by goblin pox. But goblin pox isn't lethal. And you know that, okay, it's unfortunate, but he should recover just fine on his own within a few days. And you relay this information to Elysia, and she's, oh, thank the gods. Okay. But is there any way that we can treat him well enough to perform tonight? And so there is a with the medicine skill, you can do the treat disease action to attempt to suppress the illness enough to get through tonight.
I am not trained. I will not try in case I make it worse.
I can take a look.
Oh, thanks, Ollie.
And so working together, you tell Ollie what to look for and such. And so go ahead and please roll a medicine check.
Hey there, handsome. You're gonna get all better soon.
22.
22 is very good. Okay, so that is a success. And so you're able to, you quickly whip up some alchemicals to, essentially give Mr. Tickles the equivalent of a cough drop. It's not going to do too much, but it's going to make him feel better. And so with the success, Elysia is going to have a -1 circumstance penalty to the tricks, to checks for the trick tonight. So someone may want to mark that somewhere on the sheet so that we remember. And you all get 10 XP for succeeding at the medicine checks. You already talked to Ray about them performing, and so finally you come up to Mordain, who has like her own vanity set up that is hers and no one else can use, and she's being attended to by what's the guy's name? Her own personal assistant, Hod, who is at this moment down on his knees in front of her, just giving her a foot rub, and she is acting very unconcerned with the panic that everyone else seems to be dealing with. And she sees you coming around and is like, well, I gather that you all have been telling everyone their roles for the show tonight. You're here to tell me, of course, that I will be the big number, yes?
Are you familiar with the game of poker?
Yes, but I don't see how that's relevant.
Well, you never show your hand. And as this circus, the wayward wonders that we are, we're new. And if we waste our true potential on night one, we show our hand to this unsuspecting audience. We know, you and I lower my voice and I sort of like lean in close to her. Between the two of us, we know who the real talent at this joint is. It's you. Everybody knows this. But the audience doesn't know it yet. We were thinking, hear me out, put you as the final trick in the finale and leave them coming back to see what you are really capable of when you are the big number next time.
Okay. This sounds like you are attempting to lie to her about the value of her performance in a different act. So
I wouldn't use those words, but
mechanically so.
Lie to her about her value.
mechanically,
Yes,
perhaps.
so you can attempt a deception check to convince her to not be the diva that she is.
You're not just the finale, Mordain. You're the grand finale.
That's a 25, Jim.
Okay. She kind of considers your words, sniffs, and says, "You just make sure that the spotlights are on me for the finale. You know, I want to be in the center ring, and I don't care what's happening in the other two. The lights should be on me."
It's already done.
Well, get out of here. I need to get ready.
But of course, madame.
I'm gonna go make sure some sparklers are aimed directly at her.
Her assistant Hod kind of makes a sympathetic face towards you all as you walk away, and then she's like, "Well, what about my other foot?" Yes, of course. And gets back to helping her prepare for the show.
I'm gonna buy Hot a coffee.
So you all get 10 XP for convincing Mordain to perform in an act other than the big number. All right. So the order of the show is set. This is probably a good time for us to take our break, and we'll come back and get to doing the circus. Good work, y'all. You got the set list ready. Minimal complaints and traumatization of your fellow performers on top of the ringmaster already being murdered, but
Knows Axel an apology.
perhaps. But
I will write one up on break.
yes, but there's no time to apologize now because the you can hear that the audience is the clowns are losing their effect, and the professor is motioning you all, saying that the show needs to start. And so the show will start after we return from our break. We're gonna hydrate, stretch, medicate, snack, all that good stuff. You all should do that as well, but I'm not your boss. I'm just the GM for these four here. I can tell them what to do, but I can't tell you at home what to do. But just a friendly recommendation to hydrate and take care of yourselves. We'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you took care of business on break. It's okay if you didn't take care of business too. It's the weekend. You can kick back and relax and, just listen to the smooth sounds of GGK Presents Saturday Night Pathfinders. Anyway, when we last left our heroes, they had figured out the set list, the performance order for the very first show of the Circus of Wayward Wonders, and doing all that in spite of the fact that their ringmaster dropped dead right before the performance was set to go on. But working together with the professor to keep things up and running, the show must go on. You now believe that the show is ready to go on. And so you reconvene back over with the professor, who is up near the curtain, kind of peering through it and, doing the sensible performer thing of, if you can see the audience, they can see you. So, off to one side, kind of peering through, and he sees you all approaching and will say, yes, are we all ready? Okay, well, there does appear to be one more hiccup to things, and if just look. And if you go and peer out through the curtain, he kind of points at you, and the clowns are wrapping up their bit. The audience is applauding, but over that you can hear the sounds of some people kind of wandering through the stands and calling out. They are calling out things and taking bets. Things of, will one of the Featherfall Five fall to their death? What are the odds on each of the family members to die? Will Mordain the Magician drown in her tank? And, trying to gather the bets and that sort of thing. Will Mr. Tickles eat someone tonight? And everyone looks very bothered by this. They don't seem to be getting much business, but it is very clearly being a disruption. And so Professor says, we need to do something about this right away. We can't have them interrupting the show.
I mean, I got a couple of ideas, but if we go my route, you're probably going to lose a few audience members.
I could go up there and discreetly ask them to leave.
Now, when you say discreet,
Please don't have me explain my methods.
Are you going to tell them that they're going to break some legs too? Actually, wait, in this case, that actually might be the best option. Threats.
I will discreetly ask them to leave without saying that I'm going to break a bone in their body.
Tell them Ray's going to do it.
Wait, what?
No.
Nothing.
Don't worry, Ray. It's a threat of violence, but we're not going to actually have you do it.
Okay.
You just have the biggest arms out of all of us.
Yeah, you've got some very thick arms.
I mean, if you need them to leave, I can just pick them up and carry them out.
Also a good option.
I love that.
Ray, you're with me. Wait, you're going on, aren't you?
Not until the second half. I got time.
Let me bring you all back over to the big top, which you now should be able to see stuff. Yes?
That dynamic lighting, though.
I can't see
Yeah.
it.
I can't see.
How do I... What? Oh. I forgot to toggle on for a couple of you.
There it is.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
All right. And so...
You let the audience in on this.
They're kind of concentrated on one side of the crowd at the moment. And so, let's see.
Gonna have to move your tokens up and over the line because we're in the back right now and not in the three ring.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we
So
go.
yeah, you all can move up so that you can see what's going on. But yeah, we've got this trio off to one side, trying to, as I said before, take bets and it clearly stealing the thunder of the show right now. The clowns are packing up their gear and preparing to head back in so the show proper can get started. So, what are you all going to do?
Shall we, Ray? Take out the trash, as it were?
I thought we were dealing with the people in the crowd.
Oh, so
I can take out the trash first if it
no,
needs to go
I'm
out.
calling them the trash, and we're going to take them out.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. Where are we taking them?
Just out.
Out. Okay. Out. Cool. Yeah, I can do that.
Actually, do I have something for this? Does this target? Sorry, give me un momento.
Yeah.
I gotta read a spell. Okay, let's go.
All right. So you make your way over to the closest ruffian who sees you all approaching and kind of with a cocksure grin on his face, it's like, "Oh, are you coming to get in on the action? I don't know if I can
Leave.
let you." That
I cast fear on him.
okay? What does fear do?
I shall put it here.
Okay, it must attempt a will save.
Oh, my spell
Alright.
CC is wrong. It's supposed to be 17.
Okay. All right. Okay, so target attempts a will save, and so let me
Why does that carry over?
roll that. I don't know. I think this, not gonna matter too much if y'all can see this or not. Oh, okay. So that went to me, but you said your DC should be 17.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy goes from talking, trying to, jeer at you two to just like suddenly, and it's just like, it just kind of drops. He'd gotten maybe a few coins from a few of the sleazier audience members who took him up, and just drops him, and he runs out past his other buddies who kind of turn and, look at him clean, look at you, and decide they are just gonna abandon ship with him.
It's all you, Ray.
I did that?
Yeah, you are a hulking, imposing mass of person, and I appreciate you for it.
Wait, everyone's not going to start running away from me, right? Because
No, only the bad people will run away from you.
Oh, good. Okay. So anyone that doesn't run away from me is not bad.
Subjective. We'll talk about that a little bit more. There might be some people who run up to hit you, and they might be bad.
I've done that before. I usually just hit them back. And then they stop.
Just pat them on the calf. You're all right, Ray. You're all right.
I like you too. Pats you on the head a little hard.
But so rewind just a little bit. What does the fear spell look like when Izzy casts it?
So I imagine, because it only affects the one person, but in their mind they see Izzy sort of just start melding into a mass of shadows, and there are these very jagged teeth where his mouth are.
All right, very good. And only the one ruffian that you cast a spell on saw that. The other audience members think you were just very forceful in telling them to leave, and there's a polite smattering of applause from over there as the ruffians have fled the tent. The professor kind of pokes his head out from the curtain and he's like, "Come on back."
Izzy's just gonna stoop and quickly collect the coins.
All right. I will say that you get 7 silver from what they managed to collect.
That's good. They dropped those. We should probably make sure they get back to them.
Yep. We'll get it right back to the crowd.
All right. Let's go back over to the circus show sheet. And so now it is time to get the show on the road, as it were. So, our opening act, we have Gooey. What is Gooey's trick for us this evening?
So Gooey is a very accomplished, although he's a wordsmith, he is also a very accomplished acrobat, athlete, and he's literally just going to like excitedly parkour around the arena, sort of hyping people up as he does. So like I think he's running around sort of trying to give the audience a very quick description of all that they may see and more, and he accentuates each act's name with a flip or like some sort of, I don't know, tic tac or other parkour thing, cat crawl, whatever they're called. I don't know. He's just doing parkour.
Sometimes just yells out parkour.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. So what is what are the components of your trick? I believe
Okay.
it's acrobatics, and then do you have a trait with it as well?
Let me grab the old character sheet here. So it's acrobatics.
At least that's my assumption based on how you described it.
Yeah, I believe it is. Shoot, sorry. I think I closed the putting on a show thing that has the description. Let's take a look. Ariel, the trick involves flight by either magical or mundane means. Yeah, very mundane. It is acrobatics.
Okay.
And the trait itself is aerial. I'm sorry.
Yes.
There we go.
Yep. All right. So you will just roll an acrobatics check. Your DC is 15.
Easy.
Okay. So
Oh my God.
You got a 25, so two things here. One, you got a natural 20, which would automatically bump it up a level, and you got 10 above the DC, which is also the criteria for a critical. There isn't like a double critical, but let me double check and make sure how that affects scoring, because that is very good. So perform a trick. You do the trick. You generate excitement equal to the trick's level. It's added to the circus's total excitement for the show, which was 0, so now it's 1. You also generate anticipation equal to half the trick's level rounded up. So now you have added even more anticipation, which makes sense given how you were amping everything up. And so now the anticipation for tonight is up to 16.
Nice.
So I believe. So we've got the starting stats. I should fill out some of it here. I have too many sheets. I can't get to the things I actually need. Okay, so prestige for the show. No, come on. Roll 20's lagging. I have too much stuff. So circus has a prestige of 1. That's just how it is. The max anticipation is 20. And so the anticipation is now at 16. And the excitement is at 1. Okay. So everyone is applauding to what you have done. That is just the first action for this trick. So if someone wanted to fill it in on the sheet down here, you could, but that is just your first action for this round. You could attempt it again, in which case there is a -5 penalty for performing the another trick in the same turn. And I will remind you, the only time that there is really a penalty per se is if you get a critical failure. If it's just a failure, nothing happens.
Gotcha. I misread the rules. I was under the impression we only needed to do one trick. So we're doing...
Well, you would just roll the same trick again.
But so I can pick another trick is I guess what I'm asking?
No, so you only have your signature trick. You would just perform it again.
Oh, so you would just perform the same action. So I do it. So what are the other options for an action then?
Just stopping and going on to the next act.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Because the way I understand it is, as we level up, then we can add additional traits to essentially make our tricks more complicated, so we can do different things.
Yes.
Oh, I see. So you're got it. So you're still doing the same trick, but there's more components to it.
Mm-hmm.
When you add more traits.
When you add more traits. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, and I will remind you that if your excitement does not get to your anticipation, it is a failure of a show.
Right.
So y'all have a delta of 15 right now.
Okay.
I have a question. Is there any way that is the only way we'll be able to earn more than 1 point per trick is by doing it more than once?
I believe so, but that also seems incorrect. Like, there should be a better way to do it. Well, I think it's also just y'all are level 1, so you're just getting 1 excitement per success right now.
But also the tricks are easier. They're only DC 15.
Yep. Like, you still get stuff if the show is a failure. It's just not as good.
Right. Okay, yeah. If I can only do the same trick twice, I don't want to...
I mean, you could do it up to 3 times, but on the 3rd time, it's a -10 penalty.
Yeah.
What's the downside if he fails on it? Could we lose the excitement that we built up?
Only on a critical failure, the circus's excitement value decreases by a value equal to half the trick's level rounded up, but once per act, I believe you can send in the clowns to bump up, save it from being a failure.
Okay, so if anything...
Okay, so there's no negative unless I crit fail.
Correct.
I guess.
And everybody gets 1 saving grace per act to...
True. Yeah.
And you're the only person going on this act, so you could...
Mm-hmm.
All right. I smell what you're stepping in. Yeah, I'll do it again. So I think Gooey, he really gets like really caught up in the applause. It's kind of like his dream. Mm-hmm. And so he's just like, they want to hear more. They want to hear more. And so I think he's doing fewer flips and like fewer actual tricks. He's just sort of orating as he walks around. He's he's like referring to the different acts and everything. Oh no, Axel isn't in it, but like but Ray, like the gentle giant, and like the astounding anaconda that is Mr. Tickles, blah blah blah. Like he's sort of like just rambling on, and so I think that's gonna contribute to the lower roll, I guess.
Sure. So you are
the
still
negative
rolling
values.
acrobatics, but
Yep.
Yes, go ahead and roll again. Well, it's not a crit. Well, actually, yes, it is, because it's a nat 1. So
earn that hero point.
Or
I'm burning
you
the
can
hero
use,
point.
well, no, hold on, because you can
okay.
use the, I mean, you could, or you could send in the
Oh,
clowns to make
that's
it
right.
just a failure, but you could also try again to have it be not as terrible. But so mechanically what happens, so folks at home got a 1 on the die for a total of 6. If it had just been 6, that would just be a failure because it's not 10 under the DC. But because it's a nat 1, that automatically bumps it down to the next category of failure. So it is a critical failure here.
How many hero points do we get, and how often do we get them?
You start with 1, you automatically get 1 each session, and then it's up to my discretion to award more, or
Okay.
the chat can give you some, as
Which
you
they've
are getting
literally
right now.
just
We're gonna-
done.
Necro, my hero point. Yeah, I'm gonna use that generous that generous donation. Thank you. My
All right,
hero.
so go ahead and roll again. This will still be at the -5.
Yeah. Necro, this one's for you.
Okay, so and so because you're not entering the -5, that is actually a 14.
Yep.
So that
One
is
away.
still a failure, but you could use the third action of the act to send in the clowns to bump it up to a success.
So I think as Gooey goes on, the crowd is like less and less excited to hear what they're saying.
Mhm.
And I like to think that either the professor or Izzy backstage is like, oh god. And this is like my Oscars music where they play me off stage. They just send in the clouds mid me talking, and I'm just, what? Everyone's a critic.
At least 4 of
So
those words he
stop.
didn't use correctly.
And I think the clowns like lift you up because you are relatively small and like do flips and stuff for you, and the audience like, oh, okay, it's more parkour, but with the clowns now, yay! And so yeah, so action 1 trick, action 2 trick, action 3 send in the clowns, but that does give you a total of 2 excitement for that. Roll20 is not cooperating with the text tool. Okay. All right. That is the opener. So next, the clowns escort Gooey backstage. There's applause. Anything y'all say to each other briefly, or do you go on to the build-up?
That was great. Good job.
Why, thank you. It is only because I am inspired by my fellow performers. They say that bards are the inspiring ones, but a bard is nothing without inspiration. And like the Featherfall 5 is already walking past me. Like just
Damn it.
Throwers, you're on deck.
All right, so the Featherfall 5 go out. And so, let me just bring this handout up to y'all so you have it at the ready. So they have a couple things going on with them. So one of their traits is agile, so they have a lesser penalty for subsequent trick attempts. They also have 2 options. You can either roll for acrobatics and do a +8, or athletics for +6.
because I did acrobatics last time, does that mean that we get that penalty?
No,
Or no?
So it's
Oh,
just
okay.
for the performer. So you can perform a trick multiple times per act and choose
Got
a
it.
different possible trick check for each attempt. If you perform a trick twice during the same act, you take the negative penalty. But because they have agile, it's only -4 and then -8 for them.
Gotcha.
And so that is, and I'll be honest, this is one of the things where it's like, I don't know why you would ever roll athletics for them because
Instead
it's
of
a lesser
acrobatics.
penalty.
Yeah.
Well,
If I had to guess, it's because of something like Ollie being the fire or pyrotechnic
Yeah,
support. Like if we had a
that's true.
non-support or a performance role that benefited athletics but not acrobatics,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
that's my guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that
And
makes
from
sense.
like a statistics standpoint, you'd probably want to roll athletics first and then
Well,
see where
right.
you land.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, but that's the
But-
thing of like it doesn't like the penalty is just for doing perform a trick. It doesn't matter which one it is.
Yeah, you can use the
Uh,
same check.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, I do think it is for if you had a supporting thing that would buff a certain
That's the
check.
only thing I
Yeah,
can
that makes
figure.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. So the family gets up, they they climb up the poles, there are tight ropes out. There is no safety net, but the clowns are out. They retrieved your tent and they are doing that thing of just like
I forgot.
just
Ooh,
kind
this
of
better work.
Izzy
I
looks so
when-
stressed right now.
When I was buying equipment, I was like, Gooey would have a tent, a 4-person tent for himself. This is hilarious. And I did it. And I love that session 1 it comes in handy.
yeah.
I
All
love
right.
it.
God, I hope one of them doesn't fall.
Well, so who wants to be in charge of that? Who wants to roll a d20 plus 8?
I think somebody else should roll it. My roll 20 seems to only work in
I
extremes.
mean, I can do it
Oh,
if
is
y'all
this
want
nose
me to.
goes? I didn't touch my. Okay, I'll do it.
Oh shit! I didn't either. No.
Okay, I'll roll. I'm just gonna roll the d20. Let's just do that. That is a 15
Plus 8.
plus,
so plus 8 is
23.
a success, not a critical, but that is still a success. And so they do their trapezes, they do their tight ropes, and the audience is excited.
I think we should go ahead and push for a second one because we get the one clown, and then so we won't if once we use the clown, then we'll start being more cautious on subsequent attempts. But
I
I
like
think
the
we
idea
should.
that we just have a stable of clowns, but we only have so many. We just keep sending them out one at a time.
We have.
We've got the one
it's,
clown.
It's 5 doors marked 1 through 5, and we just open it, and more clowns
Send
keep
one out.
coming.
I'm imagining it's like a big hulking clown too. Like this is like the berserker clown that we're letting in.
The tank clown from Left 4 Dead.
Dude, yeah, I was just gonna say
No!
they're different special infected, but they're clowns.
No.
all right. So
Don't make that mod.
Yeah. So next trick, I assume we want to try again with another acrobatics.
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
a minus
especially
4.
since- Yeah, because
Yes.
especially
Okay.
since theirs is agile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So that would be a regular failure, which nothing would happen, but because sending the clowns is an action, you could go ahead and send in the clowns and have them, bump this up to a success.
What do we want to do? Do you want to bump?
I
this
will
up
say,
to-
looking ahead, the dwarven throwers have better modifiers.
do they?
Also,
Okay,
just
yeah.
mathematically, if you attempted the next trick, it would be the -8.
It's gonna be the -8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to just go ahead, send in the clowns, get that second success on the board, or get another success on the board?
I
Fucking
think that's,
send it.
I think that's the
Okay.
move.
Release the clown.
Send
I
the
think-
smoker clown.
I think what happens here is one of them does fall off and starts plummeting, but the clowns carrying the tent quickly get underneath and catch it and
Bump them up.
boing, and get them back up so that the person on the trapeze is able to catch them and makes it appear as if it was just part of the trick.
Wow, I'm so glad they used the clown in their trick. That's so good.
It was exactly my intention.
What
Look
is
at
that tent
flawlessly
made of?
executed. Ha! Only the
Alright.
finest goblin rubber.
It's
To keep the
incredibly
rain out.
elastic.
All right, so the Featherfall 5 concluding so they've been doing that, and technically simultaneously the Dwarven throwers have been doing their part, but what is going to happen right now actually is from a certain part of the audience. Let me make sure I have this right. Given that there has been some action from the the circus and the audience. We are back in the big top tent here. And, I'm just seeing tokens that were on the GM layer that I didn't need to manually get on my own. Anyway, let me go to that layer and get those. Why didn't... Come on. Roll 20 has too much going on. And so coming from a section of the stand, the audience starts to make noises and like move away, and you can kind of see that there are some snakes that are sticking their heads out from underneath the bleachers. Like they're not attacking anyone yet, but it is very clearly causing a disturbance over there.
Izzy, we got a problem.
Yep, I see it. He's gonna run through like the back of the tents towards the stands and try and get under it to wrangle the snakes.
Okay. All right. So that sounds to me like this is going to be a nature check from you.
Too many sheets.
Yeah. And is anyone going over with Izzy to be nearby just in case?
I'll go.
Thank you. A 12.
Ooh, that is not going to be enough to do this. So how are you attempting to wrangle them?
Basically, he uses prestidigitation to form a laser pointer and kind of try and get the snake's attention away from underneath the crowd's feet to be back in the bleachers.
Okay. I'm going to say that they are more or less ignoring it because at this point, you know, their heads are already up among the crowd up there. So you will have to try a different tactic at this point.
Izzy, get out of the way. I'm gonna pull an alchemical concoction out in the form of a tanglefoot bag, which is just a big sticky bomb essentially. It sticks people to the ground and chuck it and stick them in place so they can't get away.
So what are the statistics for that? Do they have to roll saves or?
I'm looking.
I think they roll saves. Like you roll a
it depends on the bomb.
Mm-hmm. Like you might need to hit them with it.
Yeah, I have to roll to hit.
Okay. And does this have like a splash radius or
this one does?
Okay.
It is 5 feet, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
it's a 5-foot
that
splash.
They are close enough that if you act very quickly, you'll be able to get them all. But so go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay. Yep. 16 plus 5.
Okay.
21.
21. That is enough. You beat their armor class, and so what is the effect of the Tanglefoot bag?
They get very slow. It's on a critical hit. They take a status penalty to speeds for a minute. It's just sticky. It's like a sticky, gross thing. And if they're in contact with a solid surface, they get stuck for a minute.
Okay. Do you have a thing where you can put it in the chat, please?
I'm trying, but it's not working. Here you go. I'll copy this part. Try this. Just paste it in the chat. Because Roll20's not doing it.
Yeah. Roll20, come on. Cooperate. Okay.
It's a speed penalty.
And does it tell you what the speed penalty is?
Nope.
Anywhere?
Negative 10-foot status
look?
penalty for 1 minute.
I know the DC to get out is 17.
Okay. So.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, there it is.
It's in the
I got
it's in
you.
like the description in the compendium.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Yep,
Thank
you got it.
That
Okay,
last part didn't
um,
end up on the sheet.
Yes. So because it is not a critical hit, they don't become immobilized.
Yeah, they slow.
They're slow. And what's going to happen is they do kind of duck back down underneath the stands because you've got kind of their tails. And they are now hissing at you and Izzy, who are underneath there. And I'm going to need us all to roll initiative.
Oh no.
So initiative in this game is handled with the perception stat, unless you have something else that you think is going to matter, like if you were trying to hide or something. Let's see, where's the initiative tracker?
Really quick, do I recognize these snakes as snakes that Eliza keeps?
I will say that. Let's see. You know that these are not snakes that she keeps.
Well,
Okay, where?
That's
where's
amazing.
Does Pathfinder not have an initiative tracker?
wow.
I mean, it's a roll 20 thing. It's on that left-hand bar.
Yeah, I don't see where it is. I mean, is it the clock? Oh, okay, yeah, it's the clock. It didn't do anything when I moused over it, whereas everything else is like, yeah, this is what this does. So I should make sure that I am on the right layer myself. All right. And so we'll say, Ray, you were also over there. Gonna move your token. And so, yeah. Or no, why'd I move Ray? Ollie was the one who was over there. That's my bad. Sorry. So Gooey and Ray, you are still kind of at the curtain line. And you can see from where you are that, oh, the snakes have gone back under, and the audience is kind of peering underneath. And yeah, let's see. We are gonna get into it here. Sort. No, I want the other way, descending. Okay, so so here's how combat in Pathfinder 2e works. Is everyone on their turn gets 3 actions to do something in. And I hope you all have that handy dandy 3-action cheat sheet. I don't have it in the Roll20. I don't know if I could do that, but it is nifty to use. But some of the most basic actions is it's an action to stride, which is a move action. There's an action to strike, which is any kind of attack action. Most spells are 2 actions. If you had a shield, you can spend an action to raise it. There is also a step action, which is move 5 feet without triggering reactions, but just as a thing to be aware of in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, most things do not have attacks of opportunity. And I don't think any of you do. Maybe Ray would as the barbarian, I'm not sure, but that you might not have it at level 1.
I don't think so.
Okay, so all right, so these vipers, I think I need to start closing some sheets. Roll20 is not cooperating. One moment, please. just closed almost a dozen sheets. Oh, and Roll20 just crashed. One moment.
What kind of
please.
snakes are these?
Well, they are vipers. For whatever that is worth. Okay. I'm back. Let me get the Viper's sheet back up. Okay. It is being much more cooperative now that everything has crashed and broken. Okay, so the Vipers are gonna start their turn. So this first one over here is with its 10 feet of movement, because it is slowed thanks to your Tanglefoot bag, is gonna spend one action to stride up to you, Ollie. And then is gonna spend one action attempting to bite you. Does a 23 hit?
Yep.
All right. You are going to take 2 points of piercing damage, and then I need you to make a fortitude save as some venom is potentially coursing into your system.
That's a 10.
Ooh, that is not a success. So, you now have stage 1 of Viper Venom. And so at the end of your turn, you are going to take some poison damage. Okay. Let's see. Second Viper is going to start slithering over to Ollie as well. But isn't going to quite make it far enough given actually, hold on. I got to remember the 3-action economy. Other Viper is going to attempt to bite you again, but it does have the penalty because of it being its second strike action. That's only a 10. That misses. All right. Viper number 2 is going to stride on over. It's going to have to spend 2 stride actions to get to you and is going to attempt a bite. That's only a 13 to hit.
Nope.
Very good. And then this third Viper, seeing Izzy a bit closer, is going to slither up to him, spending 2 stride actions to get there. I don't know. On the grid, it's like putting them in like the center of the squares, and I don't know how to get that to change, but it's going to, because it's tangle-footed, it's going to do that. Okay, and so it's now going to attempt to bite you, Izzy. Does a 14 hit?
Sadly, it does.
Okay. You are going to take 4 points of piercing damage, and can you please also make me a fortitude save?
7.
That was almost a critical failure. And so you also are going to have Viper Venom stage 1, and so at the end of your turn, you'll take some poison damage.
How much did I lose off? 4?
4, yes. All right. But Izzy, it is now your turn.
Okay. It's my turn. Let's see what I got. I'm gonna... There are shadows that creep up around Izzy through his pant leg and into his clothing and around his jaw and mouth. I'm going to use a focus point to summon my Glutton's Jaws.
Okay.
and it reads, your mouth transforms into a shadowy maw bristling with pointy teeth. These jaws are an unarmed strike with the forceful trait dealing 1d8 piercing damage. If you hit with your jaws and deal damage, you gain a 1d6 temporary hit points.
Okay.
And I think I did make this. I did. I just want to double check if I added thing to it. Oops. Nope. Just does 1d8. Okay. Here we go. 23 to hit.
That is definitely gonna hit. I'm just quickly looking up forceful to see if that's gonna affect things here. Forceful. Oh, okay. Forceful. The weapon becomes more dangerous as you build momentum. When you attack with it more than once on your turn, the second attack gains a circumstance bonus to damage equal to the number of weapon damage dice. And each subsequent attack gains a circumstance bonus to damage equal to double the number of weapon damage dice. Well, we'll do that math if we need to, but so you
I'm not attacking more than once this turn, so that's fine. I deal 5 points of piercing damage.
Yes, because that is not enough to crit, so just 5 points of piercing damage. So this one, I assume
it helps.
Yeah, I assume you are attacking the one that came up and tried to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes, that one is going to take 5 points of damage. It is looking fairly ouched, but it is
one
still
HP.
Up. Yeah. All right. You have another action if you wish.
It was one action to invoke my focus point and then 2 to attack, so I don't have any more.
Why is it 2 to attack?
Isn't it 2 to attack, or is it 1 to
No,
attack?
it's one to strike.
Ew. I guess I'll try to strike again.
Yeah, and that's part of why the focus stuff is cool for spellcasters, because it typically is only one action instead of 2.
Sweet.
So
25 minus 5, 20 to hit.
Yes. So yeah, that's a 20 to hit. Yes, and so with forceful, second attack gains a circumstance bonus to damage equal to the number of weapon damage dice, which I think is just
an extra
one.
1 at the moment.
Yeah. So I think that means you do 2 damage with this.
Or would it be I roll another d8?
I think it's just a flat, a static circumstance bonus to the damage.
Okay.
So that's 2, which is not enough. This thing is still up.
Does temp HP stack?
I would have to double check. For now, we'll assume it's like 5e, where it's, you only have one source from it.
I'm going to choose to take the new temp HP number.
Yes.
And I'll go
Very
look up
good.
if temp HP stacks.
And then I will say you all also probably for your language have like, Carney speak, or the thing of like you can talk about things without the audience quite understanding what you're saying, just in case you want to alert your friends of what is happening without panicking the audience.
It's a mambo number 5 down here.
Okay, so Ray and Gooey, you now know that, oh shit, your friends are fighting something over there.
Mambo number 5. Someone spilled cotton candy in the bathroom?
More like the source of the issue is hindering our a fight is happening. Sorry, I'm a little bit frazzled right now. And I think Gooey's gonna say to Ray, they're going to need your might, gentle giant. I will keep the focus of the audience attuned to our dear performing colleagues. And Gooey is going to now, can you cast, if say a spell is, one spell is 2 action and one is 1, can you cast more than one spell on the same turn? Okay.
Yep,
cool.
It's just
Wanna make
limited
sure.
by action economy. So what are you attempting to cast here?
In that case, Gooey is going to try and summon dancing lights and cast them. I just want to make sure that the range makes sense here. Oh yeah, 120. I want to keep them trained around the performance itself. So
Sure.
I'm trying to use dancing lights to keep the audience's attention on the performance.
Very good. And that's just a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I will say with that, so this is all sort of happening simultaneously to the Kimbali family doing their stuff, the Dwarven Throwers doing their stuff. This use of dancing lights is going to ensure that unless something else happens to distract them more, that the audience is not going to be paying attention to the fight underneath the stands.
Okay. And then my last action is going to be the message cantrip. And I'm sending a message to Izzy and saying, bro, what the hell? You're absolutely stealing the thunder of the Kimbalis. You gotta wrap it up.
Looks like I'm eating good tonight.
Just absolutely not helping. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's very good. It's character choices. Yeah. All right. How to break a tiebreaker, because initiative is based on perception and not dexterity in this. Or you all can just decide who is going when.
My turn's gonna be really boring, so you just go ahead and go.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question about
Yes.
how poison and stuff works in this game. Is that something
Mhm.
that we're gonna like continue to make saving throws against?
Yes. So at the end of your turn, you make a flat check to try and get rid of the poison.
Okay, is that
And by a flat check, it's just you roll a d20. You have to beat a 5. Or no, I think it's a 15 to get rid of a persistent effect.
okay? Does that count as a saving throw, or is that something I've like if I have something that gives like an item bonus to saving throws? Does that add to that, or is it just to the initial saving throw?
I would allow it for in this moment I'm going to allow it. I think if we review the rules later it wouldn't, because flat checks generally are just a d20 roll.
Okay. But I can do it this time.
Yes, but it'll
Whee!
be at the end of your turn.
Okay, so Ollie, is this an action? This is one action. Okay, so Ollie's gonna pull out a couple of other little like vials from the bandolier, look through them, take one, shake it up really hard, and then so I'm gonna use quick alchemy to make a lesser elixir of life.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna, let's see. And then interact is an action. Sorry, I'm trying to get a handle on where everybody is. Okay, you're right there next to me. I'm going to use another action, turn, and toss it to Izzy.
Okay.
Drink that.
Oh.
You'll be able to do that on your turn, Izzy, but I believe that leaves you with one more action, Ollie.
I guess I'm gonna try to like stomp on a snake. Do I have an unarmed attack?
Yeah, you could.
Feels unnecessary to use a spear. But then again,
Use the spear.
it's a dangerous. I'll use the spear.
All right.
Danger ropes.
Sort of out of like a tangle of like rope and stuff. Pulls out like a makeshift. There's a makeshift spear somewhere. I think I have
Very
two
good.
of these actually. Yeah, I have two of these for no reason. I'm gonna try to get the snake with it.
All right. Go ahead and try and stab the snake.
I click. Wow, that's a 7.
Okay. I will remind you, you have a hero point if you wish
Oh,
to
that's
use
right. I'll do that. Sure.
it. All right.
That's an 8.
Y'all are not having good luck with
It's
the
an 8. I'm
the
gonna not
hero
roll
points.
on roll 20 anymore.
Okay, so
It
that
hates me.
is unfortunately a miss. As you know, it's a little dark under here, given that all the lights are on the outside for the performers, and you can't quite hit the snack. All right.
And then
Oh,
I gotta
so-
take damage, right?
Yes. So you are going to take 2 poison damage, and then actually with the viper venom, it'll just like decrease a stage each round, and because you're only at stage 1, it just runs its course right now.
Oh, cool.
But if you got bit more than once, then we would have to think about that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you no longer have the viper venom, but if you get bit again, you might.
Got it.
All right, Ray, it is now your turn.
Well, Gooey said to go help them. So Ray's gonna run across and go in and just start sprinting across to go help them. And all my movement speed's 20, so I'm just gonna run 3 times.
Wait, is it really 20? Are bugbears that slow?
Yeah, base is 25, and then I lost 5 from my armor. Which I don't even know if I'm wearing my armor right. Like, I don't know how much I want to get into that, but my movement speed with my armor is 20.
Okay, we may need to look at that because I thought it would be a thing of like you're trained. Like if you're trained, you don't have that. But
Something reduced it. I don't remember.
well, what is your armor? Like what kind of armor is
Oh, it's high. Yeah, hide armor.
it? Okay, so yeah, I guess it's up to you. Would Ray be wearing it for a show?
Probably not.
So we can say, you know, you'll have to adjust your AC accordingly, but you won't have the movement penalty.
Yeah, I can adjust, or at least remember what my AC is without the armor. I'll figure that out, but I don't think either way I'm going to be able to get over there and to do anything this turn.
Yeah, you can get to like the edge of the bleacher if you use all 3 actions to stride.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Ray just sprinting across the field and just like waving, just like, it's okay. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, so fortunately, because the Kambali family was over on one side, the Dwarven throwers are on the other side, you can actually kind of run through the middle without attracting too much attention.
Perfect. Casually sprinting to help people.
Yep. And we'll say, Gooey, you're able to like adjust the dancing lights to like offer some cover of darkness.
The brisk walk of help.
Yep. All right. Let me look at some things quickly. Okay. All right. So we are back to the Vipers. Ollie, that first Viper that was biting you is gonna try and bite you again. One thing of fangs, 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is 3 points of piercing damage and a fortitude save, please.
I'm rolling this dang dice. That's way better. It's 15 plus something. 7.
Okay, that's enough. You don't take the effects of the Viper Venom this time. They're going to try and bite you a second time.
This snake is rude.
Yeah. Oh, also, something that I should remind you all is that flanking in Pathfinder is very, very important for giving you benefits and like reducing their armor class and stuff. And so Ray may be able to take advantage of that shortly, or you all could maneuver around because, again, most things don't have attacks of opportunity. But second action is going to try and bite you a second time. That's only 13 to hit.
Nope.
All right, and it is going to try and crit fish with a third attack. That's a 9 to hit. Nope. And somehow a negative 2 points of damage.
Get healed.
Poison back out. All right. So let's see. We will say this Viper in the middle, seeing that Izzy took a chomp out of its friend, is going to turn to Izzy and try and bite at him.
You want to fight me? I'm just a little guy.
Does an 11 hit?
Does not.
All right. Gonna bite a second time. 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And so you're going to take 3 points of piercing damage, which shouldn't go through your temp.
Nope.
All right. And can you please give me a fortitude save?
Yes, I will. No, I won't.
Ooh, okay. It's not a crit, but so you do have Viper Venom, stage 1. And so you are going to take poison at the end of your turn. And it's going to try and bite you a third time. 12 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. All right. And so that first viper, that third viper that you bit is very upset and also confused. Like, are we just biting each other? And so it's going to try and bite you. 13 to hit.
That just meets.
Meets?
Yep.
Okay. Why didn't that roll the damage? Okay, let me roll the damage manually. It does no damage.
Huh?
But you do still feel the venom going through, so please make a fortitude save.
14 this time around.
That's still a failure, so you have Viper Venom stage 2.
Oh no.
All right, let's see. Its second bite at you, another 13. Wait, 13 is a miss?
13 meets.
Oh, meets. Okay, so you are going to take 5 points of piercing damage
Oh no.
as it rolls max damage, and another fortitude save, please.
Okay.
Okay, that's
18.
enough. You don't get the additional poison here. And it's going to bite you a third time. 12.
That's a
So-
miss.
Okay. All right. That is it for the Vipers, which brings us to Izzy.
Well, seeing as I've bitten one of them already, I'm gonna go for a bite again.
Okay.
Yum 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 yum. 12 to hit.
That is going to miss, unfortunately.
Well, okay. Second attack, same viper. 18 to hit. 8
Okay.
points of piercing.
And were you attacking the one that you had bitten before?
Yeah.
Okay. That is enough to kill it. Is dead. Good job.
Slurps it like some pasta.
Is he just ate it? Yeah, I was just gonna say you just slurp it down like a
For
spaghetti.
6 points of temp HP. That's a good meal.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Very good. And you
I
have
have-
one more action.
One more action. So
Or,
I'm going.
Sorry, hold on. Did the 18 take into account the penalty?
Yeah, because
it
it's attack
did.
number 2.
Yes. Okay, I see that now.
I'm going to cast. That's 2 actions. I'm gonna cast Shield, my cantrip.
Okay.
So I have a 14 into AC now.
Very good. That is going to help. All right. So you are going to take some poison from the Viper Venom.
Mhm.
You take 7 points of poison damage. 1 stage goes away on its own, and then please roll.
A D20.
Yes.
That's 100 D20. 11. So no.
That is not enough to get rid of the other stage, unfortunately. Okay. And remember, you do have the elixir of life.
Yeah, I was
from-
hoping to use it when I got a little bit lower, but it looks like I'm gonna have to use it now.
Maybe. We'll see how it goes. All right. Gooey, it's your turn.
All right. So, Gooey, satisfied with the effect that his lights are having, is going to sprint as far as his little goblin legs will take him, which will be a cool 50 feet to get him right
that
over
2
here. So that was 2 action. Yeah, 2 stride actions.
Okay.
And then now that I am within
So
60 feet
they
of
are
2
under
of
the
my
bleachers.
friends.
I will say you can kind of see them.
Well, So this is going to be a range of 60 feet. Will this still apply to, at the very least, Izzy and Ray?
Yes. What is the spell?
So what I'm going to be doing is the Inspire Courage cantrip.
Okay. Oh, it's a 60-foot emanation, so that just comes out from you. All right. Let me quickly throw on like a 60-foot aura.
Hell yeah.
And Izzy is even in the, Izzy's toes are getting inspired.
All right. I did it.
All right.
But yeah. So Gooey will just sort of in hushed tones, but loud enough that hopefully some of his friends will hear, just, and so the brave warriors made their attack against the serpentine rapscallions. I need a little bit of alliteration here. And yeah.
The magical essence brings this to your friends' ears, and so you all will have +1 status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects. So unless the snakes can suddenly frighten you, you got +1 to attack and damage. And this will last until Gooey's next turn, because it is 1 round. All right, that was your 3 actions. Ollie, it is back to you.
I'm gonna try to attack again with my spear. I guess this one, the one that's on the left.
Okay.
Left. Here we go. 13.
13 is a miss.
Okay.
It's a 14 because of the +1.
All right.
That's still a miss.
Damn.
Good try.
You're
Excellent
looking to beat
try.
15.
Oh,
Or to hit 15, rather.
shit.
You could try again with the -5.
Or do I want to make myself a potion?
Here's the rub.
Yeah, because I super don't want to get bit.
Yeah.
Again.
I will remind you, you could move into flanking to be opposite of one from Izzy, and that would make the snake flat-footed, which gives it a penalty to its AC.
Yeah, I figure Ray is about to run up here, though.
Yeah.
So.
Snakes don't have feet.
Oh,
It's a condition.
shit. Oh, damn. Fucking get him.
And Izzy just has a -5 circumstance bonus, because fuck you.
What?
No. All right. What are you doing?
I'm gonna use Quick Alchemy to mix another elixir
Okay.
for myself. That leaves me, I think, with 2 reagents. Yeah, and then I'm gonna drink it.
Okay. So
I
you're
don't
doing
want-
the life elixir?
Yes, I don't want to be injured. So Lesser Elixir of Life restores 3d6 plus 6 hit points and gives a bonus to saves against disease and poison for 10 minutes.
All right. That would help if the snakes bite you again.
Yeah, so I'm gonna drink that. I'll roll my healing.
Okay. Will you figure out that math? That's going to take us over to Ray.
Okay. Ray comes running around the side. We'll use 1 action to stride to move around. I did confirm, so my movement speed would still be 25 with the armor, because I missed the rule where if you meet the strength threshold, you reduce the movement penalty by 5 feet.
Gotcha.
So,
Yep. Very
so
good.
yeah, so I'm good. I'd be good either way, but I'm going to say Ray's still not wearing the armor.
Sure.
So yeah, Ray is going to run around the side of the bleachers to the snake that's attacking their friend Ollie, and is going to I guess has been dragging behind them this massive war pick that they grabbed from the side of the stage, and swings it overhand at one of the snakes.
Right. So because you are using your war pick, that does give you clumsy.
It does
1,
give
yes?
me clumsy, yeah.
But
So
it is also flat-footed because you are now flanking with Ollie, And so, creature is flat-footed, which means a -2 circumstance penalty to AC. So you only need to get 13 to hit it now.
Okay. Yeah, and the flat-footed is dex-based checks and DCs. So
Okay.
it does automatically add that to all of my checks on the
Very
sheet.
good.
So, all right. We'll roll that.
All right.
That's an 18.
Okay, and I don't think the fatal applies unless you crit.
Yeah, that's only if I crit.
Yeah, so that is 5 points of damage to this one. It is looking ouched.
All right.
And you have one more action, I believe.
I guess I'll just attack again with the penalty.
Yeah. That is a crit.
That
And
is a crit.
Because it is a natural 20, it bumps it up to the next category. And so.
Yeah, the critical damage incorporates the fatal damage. So that's 35 points of piercing damage.
It had 3 health left. This thing is super overkilled. I think it is just. Yeah, it is. It is almost atomized, is how hard you hit this thing.
Just I imagine just takes the blunt end of the war pick and just crushes it down on top of the snake's head.
Yeah. The people in the stands above you kind of shudder, but it's like, is that an earthquake? All right. That is the end of your turn, I believe.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right. That brings us back to the last remaining Viper. And it is going to spend one action to stride up to Ray, this newcomer that just very much hurt its friend, and is going to attempt to bite you. That's a 25 to hit.
That's a crit.
Okay, you are going to take 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Because it rolled max damage on that. And I need a fortitude save from you, please.
Okay. That's a 16.
That meets, so you are fine.
Okay.
But it's going to try and bite you a second time because it got a big meaty chunk out of your leg. That is an 18 to hit.
That'll hit, yeah.
All
My
right.
AC's down to 13 without my armor or my shield.
Gotcha. This is only going to be 3 points of damage this time.
Okay.
And another fortitude save, please.
14.
That is a failure, so you have stage 1 of Viper Venom.
Ow.
But that will apply at the end of your turn. But that is the Viper's turn, which brings us back to Izzy.
All right. Well, Izzy's gonna run down here so he can flank with Ray.
Okay, so one action to stride.
One action stride, one action bite.
Okay.
Let's
You're
see
trying
where
to
we
beat
get.
13.
21.
Okay, that is good. So 3 points of damage to the snake.
Ooh, that's a big one too.
All right.
I'll. I'm gonna make a second weapon attack.
All right.
No.
You're not going to try and bite again?
No, I get a 4 on it.
Okay. Yeah, that is not going to hit. Okay. And so you still have one stage of the Viper Venom, so it's going to do some poison damage, 4 points of poison damage, and it reduces by 1 stage, so you are clear of Viper Venom.
Yep.
All right. Gooey, it is your turn. The emanation goes
Okay.
away.
Yep. So Gooey still can't really see
Oh,
what's going on here.
no.
So I think he's gonna run over to the. Take one action to stride.
Okay. Let's say you have an angle on the Viper now. It's going to have partial cover.
I'll take another. Oh gosh, I'm like losing all lighting if I do that. I'm just gonna end here then. Oh wait, am I on top of somebody? I am. I'm gonna end here. So I'll take 2 stride actions just to get under there,
Okay.
and I'll go ahead and do my inspire courage again, as my 3rd action.
All right.
And just say, the brave heroes underneath the cave or the cavern of the audience. It's not quite right. I'll get it next time. Good job, everyone.
All right. The magic is still as effective despite the little bit of stumbling there, but that's gonna bring us over to Ollie.
All right, I'm gonna move up to the last one.
Okay, 1 action stride.
Second to try to get it.
All right. Do a
If you
stab
pile up next to Izzy, you can flank with
with Gooey.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
Joey.
Okay, yeah, I'll go that far.
All right. Okay. So 16. You would get the +1 from
So
the
17.
emanation, and because it's flat-footed, you need to beat a 13. So yes, that is good. And it had 5 heaps left.
Yeah.
So it is dead.
Kebab.
Bum, 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 bum. And that is going to finish y'all's first combat.
Yay!
Yay!
When combat ends, Izzy scrambles for the mask around his neck and just pops it on.
I think Gooey just sort of mounts his foot Captain Morgan style on the corpse of the final snake and says, the brave companions emerge victorious from the belly of the bleachers.
Hey, the act is ending. The act is ending.
Izzy, drink that potion. God damn it.
Ow.
I think Ray needs more than I do. Are you gonna finish that? Pointing up to the snake on the spear.
No, go on.
Ow.
Right. So we've got a little bit of time left. I think that's enough time for us to roll the Dwarven Throwers Act. And then that will probably be it for tonight. So
Nice.
How much do healing potion do?
3d6 plus 6.
yeah, all these
Oh,
are
wow.
very
Noise,
powerful.
noise,
I'm
noise.
super good at potions.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So we've got the Dwarven Throwers. Bum, 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 bum. See, these tumblers shape themselves into a living ballista and launch themselves through the air. All right. So, would anyone like to roll for them?
Sure. Plus 10.
Yes, because they've got acrobatics +7 or athletics +10.
22?
Okay,
Nice.
so
10 over.
yeah, so that is a success. So, all right, so that brings y'all up to a 5. You could
Roll
so,
again.
Yes. So chat, the dwarves are thrown and doing the throwing themselves. They are acrobats and contortionists and all sorts of things, and just yeeting dwarves left and right.
Just hammer throwing each other.
Basically, the one's even being thrown by his beard,
Oh.
and it's that's probably their. Well, I imagine that is their finale part of it, is throwing by the beards. They
It's
even
a
they
daisy
put-
chain of dwarves grabbing each other by the beards.
yeah, and there are some that have their beards braided together and are swung like a whatchamacallit, the thing you throw that like wraps around
Bolos.
people's legs. Bolos,
Yeah,
yes.
I was having the same thought, but I was gonna say nunchucks, and they were like doing that.
Yes. But all right. So shall we roll a second time with a
5 point penalty.
yes.
22.
All right, very good.
Do I go for broke? Do I just roll a
Consistent.
d20 and see if I
Oh.
can't get another 22?
If not, we'll send in
yeah.
the clowns.
We have done the clowns already, though.
Oh, we did the clowns.
Last
yeah,
act,
we did
yeah.
for
Yeah.
Featherfall.
And
So
the
if it
clowns
goes,
are also an action, and so this would be the
Mhm.
third and final action for the dwarven
okay.
throwers.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Y'all
I
are
think we
currently
roll
at
one more
6
time, right?
excitement.
Yeah, and that this would be a -10 penalty.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I'd be rolling
Yeah,
a
so
flat
it'd just be a
d20.
flat 20. Yeah.
Then you would need 15 or better. Though
Easy.
again,
Chance.
as long as it's
A
more
5
than
or
5, nothing bad happens per se. But if it's 5 or less, then you would lose some excitement.
yeah.
I also have a
we're,
hero point just in case.
We're
True.
at 6 or 16 excitement.
6 excitement.
Okay.
The anticipation is 16 because there was the crit success from earlier.
I'm reading the thing wrong. That
Yeah,
would
it's a
throw me
little
off.
confusing.
10, 11, 12.
Yeah. Okay. And then we've got how many acts left?
So the big numbers next, and then the 3 acts in the finale.
We have 18 actions to play around with to meet the 16.
So we need 10 more, and we've got 4 more acts going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we need at
18
least-
actions, and 2 of them are guaranteed. No, 3 of them. No, 2 of them are guaranteed to raise a point.
Potentially.
Math.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm a horrible gambler. I have the neuron activation to just hit enter right now.
I say
I
we
will
do
also
it.
I
say
say
I'm
we-
pretty sure that the dwarven throwers have the best modifier with their +10.
I say we
Yeah.
just go for it, because as long as we roll a 5 or higher, then we're okay.
Yeah, easy.
15!
See?
Okay, and that's
Look
even
at
a
that!
success. So, y'all nailed it with the dwarven throwers, and so that bola trick, they knock a bunch of the other dwarves
They're
down,
like
and it's
bowling
a big success, and
Can
the
you
audience is
imagine
loving
like
it.
a half giant trying to run away from the dwarven throwers and then they just throw each other like fucking bolas?
Oh, you know they've done that before.
Yeah, there's even one of the clowns who is like wandering away from the Kambali family who just gets, clobbered by this bola of dwarves. And so, yeah, you all are able to limp your way back behind the curtain, skirting around as these dwarves make their way back in. And Ollie, when you get back there, the professor quickly greets you and is like, what happened out there? Sorry, there's no time. You need to be ready to help the Flamboni sisters.
All right, boys and bugbears. It's showtime.
All right.
Hell yeah.
And
Rock
with,
and roll.
with that said, that is where we are going to have to call it here tonight. And we will have to finish the circus in a month's time because unfortunately we will not be playing in 2 weeks' time because we'll be missing half the cast. But we will have to pick this up then and finish up the Circus of Wayward Wonders opening night. So thank you everyone for joining us. We can very briefly go around if people want to plug or promote things, but let's also do Stars and Wishes. Because I enjoy them. Maybe that's just me. I hope you all enjoy them too. But
hate them.
well, fine. But all right. So yeah, for those of you at home, Stars and Wishes is something we do at the end of some of our streams here, where it's a star is something you thought someone else at the table did really well tonight, and a wish is something that you want to see. Whether or not it's realistic or not for that to happen. Maybe it's something about the mechanics of the game. Maybe it's something about the story. It could be whatever. Let me switch the music around to something else as you all think about it. And yeah, does anyone know how they would like to start us off?
I can go.
Savvy?
Hi, I'm Savvy. You can find me on Twitter. I'm here most of the time. And I tweet and retweet and stuff whenever I go live. I won't go through the whole gambit because I'm going to put the schedule in the chat anyway. But my star is gonna go to Sweet Bean Ray for being a sweet bean, and also a murder machine, I guess.
Sweet Bean and Murder Machine.
I like it a lot. Ray is great. And yeah, I think that's really fun out the gate. Very sweet bean with a very big war pick,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
which is awesome. Good job, well done. And then my wish is I want to blow stuff up.
Ooh, which you very may well get the chance to do that with the Flamboni sisters.
I have some bombs, and I also have some weird potions that I'm gonna be giving you guys.
Quick question: do those bombs count as weapons?
Hmm?
All right, I am
I mean,
curious.
they don't
what
count as
that-
food. What would you think they'd count as?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're weapons.
Yeah, Pathfinder
Cool.
is full of all sorts of weird traits and stuff.
Fair.
One of the spells I picked up was Magic Weapon, which doubles the damage dice. So that'll be fun. Hi, I'm RJ, by the way. RJustice282, Twitter, Twitch. Again, won't run the gambit because you heard it first at the beginning of the show. Stars and Wishes. Star has to go to Rob, my brother in arms, and goblinoid senses. I'm loving the dynamic so far. This is gonna be great. Also, quick question: is Sweet Bean Murder Machine embezzled on like some lounge shorts for Ray? Like
Embezzled?
Enemy of the
Did
State?
you mean embroidered?
Embroidered. I'm sorry.
Bedazzled?
Bedazzled.
We embezzled the
Um,
money from the circus to
We
have them
invested the money
bedazzled.
from the circus. Used it to
the
buy
money-
some shorts.
It's-
Yes, does have some booty shorts that do say Sweet Bean Murder Machine.
I already got my wish, and it was to see something get Gallagher smashed.
But you
But-
say you already got the wish that they do have the shorts.
They do have the shorts.
Yes, I want that to be a magic item. It has to do something. But Sweet Bean Murder Machine lounge shorts for Ray.
Oh my god. I'll do mine. Was that it for you, RJ? You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. I'm not gonna also do my thing, but I'm in streams on this channel. I do stuff, so watch more shows here. Stars and Wishes. You know what? I'll give my star to RJ, or Izzy, the hybridization between the two, for the attempt at negotiating and then backing down once you realize you're in over your head. I never know what to expect with RJ's characters, if it's to double down or to back down, and so it's always funny to see where it goes. I was very happy to see Izzy in play, so that was a good moment. Wish. My wish, okay, and this is just making assumptions that the other circus is fucking with us, and that's a lot of what's going on right now. We get a chance to fuck with them. They go up in our business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck this celestial menagerie.
Yeah.
More like celestial nerd
Menagerie.
because they're nerds.
All right, that brings us around to Rob.
Yeah, with that excellent dismount of a fucking pun. Hey, it's me, Rob, or bonus stage Rob, or bonus_stage_Rob. You can find me here every other Sunday, excluding next Sunday, so in a month, and soon to be every Monday. And you can find me in other places on the internet, like Twitter and Instagram and Twitch. My star has to go to Alex because as we were learning the circus mechanic in our session 0, and I found out about the NPC performance, I was like, oh, okay, those are just our like cards that like those are our throwaway cards, whatever. I love that. I love the personalities that all of these different NPCs have, because like they all feel like Like I literally started writing them all down in my allies on my sheet because I'm like, oh, these are like gonna be characters that grow and change with the circus and everything. I don't know. I just like the life that you breathed into them. And my wish is that Savvy gets to blow shit up. Because I want to see that. No, actually, my wish is like I'm really excited to see like what you do with this next act. I'm stoked. I want to see what you concoct.
Very good. Okay. And then, hello, I'm Alex. I'm on Some Guy on the internet. I've been running this show tonight. I'm mostly here on GDK Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays. And then I'll be Hackham's channel Sunday evenings as well. Let's see, my star. I mean, a little bit of a cop out, but to all of you for agreeing to try out this system again with me. There are definitely things about it that I really, really enjoy that I think we're gonna, we're still learning, we're still figuring it out, but we're gonna get there. So actually, maybe that's more of my wish is for you all to get to experience more of Pathfinder and what is enjoyable about it to me. And I think my real star is gonna go too savvy for trying to be so much for Ollie being the utility powerhouse of trying to be like, well, okay, let me try and tanglefoot the snakes. Oh no, that didn't work. Oh no, they're attacking us. Quick, Izzy, take the potion or you're gonna die. And just trying to damage control as much as possible. Because we're gonna have to figure out how y'all heal up later, because it's more complicated than 5e does. But yeah, that is going to do it for us tonight. As was said, we will not be back in 2 weeks, unfortunately. So we'll be back in a whole ding dang month, which is going to be, gosh, what is that? May 7th is the next time we're going to be back. Hopefully we won't have forgotten everything by then. But yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us. We are gonna go ahead and raid Saucefire's channel after this because they're doing a whole 24-hour charity stream marathon. I think it's all D&D, but lots of stuff, lots of familiar faces over there. They're several hours in by this point already, and got several hours more to go. So you should stop on by, say hello, just support them, all that good stuff.
Be extra nice to them in chat because they do have 69 viewers right now, and we're gonna spoil that.
Oops. Well, that's what can you do? It's nice to have that amount of viewership, but it's nice to have even more.
Everybody run in Saucefire's chat and just spam nice.
Nice. All right. But we are gonna sign off now. So thank you everyone, and until next time, good games and good night, internet.